Hey guys, this is going to be a little bit of a different video today. 7 Days to Die, we've all played it. You guys, if you're on this channel, you know that I play it. Obviously, if you're on my channel, then you probably play it as well. The new 2.0 update and the 2.1 patch has been out for about a month or so. And, I mean, we all have seen the, we've seen the things that are, alright, so we've seen everything. This isn't meant to be Fun Pimp's bad, they suck at everything. But as a creator who has a lot of the success of my channel to thank, that 7 Days to Die is a lot of the reason for that. I think it would be irresponsible as a creator to not point out things that aren't going well. And if you guys have been on the internet for longer than 5 minutes, you can just see what isn't going well. It's just the changes from 1.0 to 2.0 were lackluster, to say the least. Not all of them. If you guys have watched Joe Woodle, you've already seen his video, and I feel like I have to stand in the gap with him as a fellow creator and to speak the truth. I mean, the Fun Pimps they've made a great game, and I have been playing it for a long time. But that doesn't mean that they can just do whatever they want, and we can just be okay with, fluff or mediocrity. I mean, you've seen all the different things that, the bugs, the different, the video you're watching right now was one of my videos on how difficult Plague Spitter swarms are if you're trying to use, ranged weapons. And, it just, I don't know, sometimes it seems like the Fun Pimps, I've heard a lot of people say this, a couple of fellow creators as well, but it seems like they have an antagonistic relationship with their player base, with their fans, with their creators. And the thing is I'm not saying that game development isn't difficult. I get that. And I'm glad that the Fun Pimps have developed this game and given us the base code and mechanics so that the modders can do the things that we like. But the thing that I have a problem with is that the Fun Pimps attitude seems to be, if you don't like it, here's an option to shut it off or use mods. Why are you? You've got a sandbox game. That's what you touted this in your Kickstarter, and it was listed on your Steam page up until a little while ago that it's a sandbox survival game with zombies. But the thing is it's becoming, over the years, more drastically now, less and less sandboxy. Sandbox to me means that you can do what you want, however you want. You just play the game the way you want. There are things that there are goals in mind, and as a survival game, like in Minecraft, there's goals that you have. But, I don't know, like taking, patching out certain things, you're like, well, I don't want you to play like that, or I don't think that that's how we should be playing it. That's antagonistic way of that's a very close-minded way of looking at a quote-unquote sandbox game. So it's just, it's kind of frustrating. I mean, the game, when I bought the game, I bought it for like, I don't know, it was less than the price of one of those DLC skins that they're currently selling. And 3 packs of DLC skins, if you bought them all, would be about almost 2/3 of the price of the actual game itself. I think that that's overpriced. I'm not upset about DLC. Have at it. Sell some skins, have some cool things that people want to put on their armor or their guns. That's fine, as long as it's not DLC that is game breaking and gives somebody an advantage. It's just armor skins. That's fine. But the price point that you've got them at, if you bought all 3 of them, $10 is, I mean, that's a lot. It's just, I don't know. They seem to be, the direction that the game is headed compared to Alpha 14 or 15 is when I started playing. So we're a long ways from that. But we're also almost at a completely different game compared to what that was. And it would just, I don't know. The game isn't to the point of being unfixable. The fact that there's a development, like the, progression, there's a roadmap of what they'd like to do, means that there's still time for them to kind of listen to their fan base and their players and the creators, which the day I'm recording this is Friday, and in a few hours they're actually doing a live stream, what they're calling the Town Hall for 2.0, and in the 2.0 thing that the announcement, they're saying that they've heard the criticism and they're willing to listen, and they're gonna address some things. So I'm hoping that by the time this video comes out, they've addressed some of those things. But I still want to make this video because I play this game, and just because I play this game and make content on it doesn't mean I can be okay with what seems like 1 step forward, 2 steps back, or maybe 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I mean, some of the things they added were pretty awesome. I'm happy. One of the things that wasn't in Alpha 15 or 16 was the block shape menu. You didn't have that. There wasn't a whole lot of shapes to work with. That is one of the most fantastic things they added. The amount of creativity you have when building is, I don't know if you guys have seen some of the things these people can build. It's crazy. That's great. But then one of the things they had and then took away were weather effects. When you went into the cold, you could, you'd be cold if you weren't wearing the right clothing. Now the temperature effects are gone, which is weird. I'm not entirely sure why. And that brings me to another point. One of the achievements in this game, if you're one of the people that likes to 100% a game achievements, one of the achievements is going into the snow biome. It's called the Polar Bear Club, being 100% wet and fully naked and cold and surviving in that biome. Well, right now in 2.0, you don't have that ability. The weather effects are gone, so to be able to have that achievement, you'd have to roll it back to, I think, 1.4, version 1.4. Anyway, all of this to say that I'm hoping that this town hall meeting that they're going to be having actually addresses the major things that we've all talked about. Some of the things are glaring. The storms are, in theory, an awesome thing. And I just don't, I think they were just poorly implemented. It was just not, I don't know if it was rushed or not thought through very well on what it is, because right now the little timer when there's a storm just feels like, hey, go AFK for a minute while this storm is here because you can't really do anything else. Now, Jawoodle did come out with a video this morning as well. Him and Furious Ramsey, I'll link their description, or I'll put their channels in the description of the video. I'll shout them out. Furious Ramsey helped Jawoodle create a mod that the storms are on 24/7, but the damage is taken off. But instead of being damaged when you're in a storm, you do less damage, you run slower, you reload slower, everything, you're debuffed greatly, and the longer you stay in the storms, the more debuffed you become. So, and that's kind of how I thought that would work. That seems like a more, I don't know, logical implementation of what storms would do. So, like I said, I'm not going to list off all the things. You've heard some of the other creators, and I'm just throwing my hat into the ring and adding my voice to the growing list of people. And I know that there are other creators that feel the same way. I've spoken to some of them. So you've seen Jawoodle's video. Mine will probably come out tomorrow sometime in the afternoon. Then you guys, like I said, I love 7 Days to Die. The price that I bought it at, even though it's currently at a point now where it doesn't seem like it's as polished. The graphics are better, but again, you can polish a turd and it's still a turd. And I'm not saying that 7 Days to Die is the turd. It's just that currently the sentiment of the player base matches the the reviews that are currently on Steam right now, and the recent ones are mixed. That's a lot of negative. I mean, mixed means it's basically a 50-50. That's a lot of negative feedback. I'm really hoping the Fun Pimps address that. So I'm still going to play the game, and I'm still going to hope against everything, because the track record we have so far is not the greatest. I'm hoping that they see some of this stuff and that we can get some of the things back that we used to have that made this game as awesome, and the replayability is the thing that we're looking for. It's why a lot of people turn to mods. The modders have done a phenomenal job keeping this game popular and alive throughout the last few years. Kane with Darkness Falls, Subquake with Undead Legacy, Furious Ramsey with Rebirth, and all the different mods that I've seen. So it's great. And all the different modlets and mod packs that you can add. I appreciate that. So hopefully we can see something like that. I do appreciate the Fun Pimps for the game and for helping me create this channel and this community, and they're a big part of that. So I'm really hoping that we can get back to where we were. So thank you guys for watching. As always, much love, and I'll see you guys in the next one.